We're in the mix. All right. Welcome in. We've only got time for one game today. It's match day 3. Let's take a look at the bracket right quick. Yesterday Joe and Gibby with close game victories. They're moving on to quarters. We and Adam dropping down to the 9Ls bracket. Today we're gonna take a look over here at Crayon and Jacob, Seattle and Houston. That's the winner gets to face me. So that's quite the honor, I suppose. But let's take a look at these rosters. Both 83 overall. I think that's the highest we've seen in this tournament so far. I didn't give a cursory glance at everyone, but it kind of makes sense. Texans were the best defense in football. Seahawks won the Super Bowl based on their defense. And then we got, Josh Allen, Bijan Robinson, and two solid wide receivers right after. And on the other side, we got Mahomes, Saquon Barkley, and 3 solid wide receivers, at least in Madden terms. Diggs might have fallen off in real life, but Madden still gave him the nod this year. That's mostly who we're going to be seeing. The people I mentioned, Sam Laporta on the Texans, Tyler Warren on the Seahawks for tight ends. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. Let's get into it. Nothing else to really say. No time to dawdle, I suppose. Let me get these graphics out of your face. Okay. Like we did yesterday, and we'll continue to do for the whole tournament. 12-minute quarter length, 15-minute acceleration, and random commentary team. Perfect. All right, Seahawks home game. Looks like we got a noon game, so let's rip it. Let's talk to y'all on the other side.
We are just south of Pioneer Square here in the great northwest city of Seattle at newly named Lumen Field, home of the 12s. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks.
Certainly two Marshawn doing the flag plant.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by the MVP of the National Football League in 2018, the former Texas Tech Red Raider, Patrick Mahomes.
And when you think of Patrick Mahomes, you start to think about all of his attributes, and you realize very quickly, you can't just put him into one box. No matter how the game proceeds, no matter what is needed, he tends to have an answer for it and plays accordingly.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 15 yards to start their first drive of the game. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on the first 2 plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like? Same guy carrying the ball in both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, he taps his helmet to go out of the game. I would want the ball again and again and again because you establish really nice momentum, and now you're seeing the field really well.
Defensively, Jimmy Ward in on the stop. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And he's got this down to the 35. So the penalty declined, and they will keep the yardage on the completion.
And you could almost see him compartmentalize there throughout the route. Fought hard, it the line of scrimmage, a lot of hand checking throughout the route. Great job staying focused on the football and pulling it in through the contact.
After the penalty, they go with Barkley. Will Anderson gets to him for the tackle.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
To throw, it's Mahomes. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And the Seahawks are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early first and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal. Throwing now is Mahomes. This is caught. Touchdown, Seahawks. Tyler Warren from 3 yards out. And the Seahawks are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Pinheiro's extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Texans nothing.
So that drive in total 8 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And able to get this out to the 25. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. Commanding the offense will be the 7th overall pick of the 2018 draft. It's Josh Allen.
And in this league, there are many quarterbacks who have their most success running the ball, while there are others who have big arms. There aren't too many guys who can do both, and at the end of many games, this guy leads his team not just in passing, but in rushing as well.
Looking to put a drive together. A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Again, it's Robinson. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
9 yards. First down, Texans.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Allen. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Allen to throw it. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. And looking up into the sun, he's able to make the fair catch inside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. He'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
2nd and a couple. Up the middle with Barkley. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Looking to throw is Mahomes. A short one there, caught by Warren. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. Here's Mahomes to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
And the Seahawks, 1st down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a 1st.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Barkley, inside handoff. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
at the 42-yard line.
Mahomes now to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Room to maneuver at the 35. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another 1st down.
Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
Derek Stingley, he got there in a hurry, and he earns the TFL.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Working from the gun, Mahomes.
Over the middle, he finds Higgins.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and now we've got a 3rd and 4.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now here's Mahomes.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Touchdown! Stephon Diggs from 17 yards out.
And the Seahawks lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
14.
So that one a long 11-play drive.
And it's finished off by the touchdown by Stephon Diggs.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down.
He'll get this complete to the rookie first-round pick.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
But that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Now a 2nd and 6.
From midfield, here's Allen.
Shakir hauls it in.
His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
1st down, Houston.
first and 10, it's Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now Allen. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 28. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
Robinson toss play left side.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
That's Reek Woolen with a great play to get him for a loss.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15.
Over the middle and caught by McConkey.
2 yards on the pickup there. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's into space past the 25.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Allen going to go on 4th down. He'll try to do it himself.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Well, certainly not how they drew it up. A 4th down gamble turns into a 4th down scramble, but all is well. First down.
At the 9-yard line.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
Here's Allen. The quick slant caught. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Allen now looks to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans.
Khalil Shakir
There to make the grab.
and the Texans have got it back to within a score.
So 2nd and goal there from the 1. They go to the air.
And the perfect down to throw the football in this sequence. 2nd down is always kind of that, do they throw it, do they run it? They worked it out to perfection on that one by throwing it into the end zone.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7.
Makes the score
A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
And it was all polished off with a Khalil Shakir touchdown catch.
After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Oh, good return up past the 30. Past midfield. And he will take this one all the way back inside the 35-yard line.
I know the special teams coach will not permit himself a smile here, but inside, he's glowing. This is what he practices for. This is what he schemes. This is what he watches tape to put himself and his team in a position to score points. An absolute dream return.
Patrick Mahomes on his way out for their next drive. Last series, the ball never hit the ground. 6 of 6, touchdown pass, so whatever he did then, do it again, right?
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of when I watch the best quarterbacks throw 7-on-7 or even routes versus air. They're accurate. The receivers catch it. The ball never touches the ground. Or if you want to take it to basketball, a well-executed fast break, right? Pass, 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 finish at the rim, basket. Yeah, ball never hits the ground there either.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Now Mahomes. They'll find Diggs once more on the completion. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
And the Seahawks, first down. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. Connecting on the out route here with Higgins. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. T. Higgins from 17 yards out. And the Seahawks go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance to stop passing now the way that it's going. I think we'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Houston set to take over. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if the offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Now Allen. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there. Those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And the Texans, first down. 1st and 10.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Play action. Now it's Allen. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
That's a good-looking play to me. The big tight end on a crossing route coming underneath. Sometimes he can gain some serious momentum going forward, can he?
Yeah, he can indeed, and pretty well executed there. This one finds McConkey. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
It's a gain of 8. And the Texans first down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Allen going to throw. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now second and 5. Robinson up the middle. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Robinson will try to pick it up. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. And Robinson will not get there. Great defense at the point of attack, going to stop him short of the first. Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. To the air, Allen. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25. Throwing now is Allen. To the right side, hauled in by McMillan. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
First and goal, Houston.
To throw, it's Allen. This will be caught at about the 6. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Again, they'll throw with Allen. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Sam Laporta from 3 yards out. And the Texans are back within a score. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Now Myers for the extra point. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Bulldozes past him. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. T. Higgins out on offense with the rest of his teammates for this next drive. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. Left side caught by Diggs. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. A short one there, caught by Warren. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
3rd and 5. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Throw out wide is incomplete. So after 3 drives, it ended touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. They get bogged down on drive number 4.
Yeah, I don't know how excited you would be on the other side of the ball that they finally didn't score. You know, you're happy, of course, but at the same time, did you have that much to do with it, or did they just get tired?
Maybe it's just a sense of relief at this point. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. DK to return. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.
23-yard line.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So halftime here out west, let's go east. That's where we find Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, we thank you as always, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out with the victory. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. Oh, able to avoid him. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
To the left side has got McMillan. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That good for 22 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Here's Allen to throw it. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
3rd and 12. From the gun, it's Allen. That one complete to McConkey. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. That'll give him 8 that time. And that'll bring up 4th down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And that will force a turnover on downs. So they'd converted their first 2 4th down attempts. Not there. Now they're 2 for 3.
You think maybe the offense coordinator expended a little capital on that one? You know, when you're 2 for 2, you can lobby for that 3rd one, right? Didn't get it there. Maybe now the head coach might not be so eager to go for it as we go forward.
Looking to put a drive together. He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And now a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. From the 33, here's a 2nd and 7. Mahomes going to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Henry To'o got in there behind the line of scrimmage that time.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Throwing now is Mahomes. That's caught right side. It's Warren. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. To throw, it's Mahomes. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 42.
Seahawks. First down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Second down, here's Barkley again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Now here's Mahomes. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on third down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stopped him short.
Field goal. A 52-yard attempt.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on fourth down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a fourth down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be second down. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield, and if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
And this will be a Texans first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Here's Allen. Looking middle, and he finds McMillan. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football, this is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. That's to the tight end, Laporta. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. From just across the midfield stripe, here's a 2nd and 8. Allen. Looking middle, and that's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 36.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Allen now looks to throw. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. A give left side to Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Now Allen. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Ladd McConkey, 36 yards. And the Texans are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set, and racing going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. The extra point now coming from Myers. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And the result, a Houston touchdown. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. They go play fake. Mahomes. This pass complete to Higgins. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
First down. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And Mahomes will do it himself. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 13-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front, and it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Walker. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on third and goal.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Seahawks get an important score there to extend their lead here this fourth quarter. And that's certainly an important touchdown there. It makes this a two-score game.
But as we've seen, no lead is safe in this one with the way these two offenses have lit up the scoreboard. I would imagine that on their sidelines, they're both yelling at their defenses, hey, you want to get involved here? One big play from you, that could win the game for us.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Texans 21. Eddie Pinheiro
Now
set
after the
to kick
touchdown,
off.
here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Texans offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down. A gain of 15. First down, Texans.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Robinson gets the toss on the right side. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 70 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. And he'll take this down to the 33. The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They'll come up 2nd and 7. To the air, Allen. And this one finds McConkey. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Handoff now to Robinson. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Throwing now is Allen. Over the middle and taken in by Laporta. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Allen gonna throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's in. Touchdown,
Houston. Sam Laporta, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Texans have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
On that third down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Now Myers for the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now.
Makes the score Seahawks.
A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Mahomes now to throw. Open man is Higgins. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 34-yard line.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. On play action, it's Mahomes. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game, 1st and 10 here. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. They'll try for the first with Walker. Room here to run. And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left. And then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. Now he'll tuck this and run. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football
Oh, no,
back.
the script is in.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Josh Allen and the offense now. Down by a field goal, just over 2 minutes to go. The late fumble gives him unexpected new life as they come up first down. They begin the drive with Robinson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. On second down, another shot for Robinson. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Plenty of time to work with here, but the timeouts, they're gone. Here's 1st and 10. And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be second down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Here's Allen. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Here we go. This is 4th down. Now Allen. And it's caught up by Shakir. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Throwing, Allen. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Second and 6 coming up. To throw is Allen. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Allen. This for all the marbles. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. This could possibly be a
DPI.
push-off.
Get another chance. This isn't over yet.
So since that last play got nothing, they'll go ahead and decline the penalty, and that forces a 4th down situation.
Oh.
What a
Wait.
game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield.
Was that
one
OPI?
final shot, but
Okay.
couldn't get it done, and they
Whatever.
suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.
Alright, well that game ended up pretty close. 31-28, yeah. Okay, well congrats to Crayon. Pop it over here. Take a look at that. He is moving on to face me in the next round, which I feel a little terrified about. That Seahawks team looks like a really good Madden team. Meanwhile, Jacob dropping down to the Niners bracket. He will face the loser of Sprite and Preston, which will be up next, but not today. That'll do it for me today. I'll hit the group chat when I'm streaming again. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching the replay if you did that. Otherwise, 17 more of these to go. Thanks.